All Things Motoring International is owned and brought to you by SA's most trusted online vehicle platform, CHANGECARS. Our name says it all. Whether you're looking to sell, need advice, need finance, or need insurance, CHANGECARS has you covered. Coming up this week on All Things Motoring International, Michael and Ernest visit the Simola Hillclimb for some high-octane fun in the sun. We then find a hidden gem of motorsport memorabilia that is a time capsule of SA Motorsport.
This event for me is one of the highlights of the calendar. Usually when you go to motorsports events, you're far away from the action, you can't get close to the drivers. This year is an event where, as a driver, it's awesome. As a spectator, you get to see things that you wouldn't normally get to see. The coverage is phenomenal, and as a media crew, they've looked after us as well.
No question, but what is standout is the fans. You're on the main straight here, what you call it the main straight, in racing terms, the start line. Everybody's got a clear view, good seating, food facilities. In Shrewsbury, you and your team, I believe year in, year out, this is not the exception, this is the norm. Would you agree with that?
100%, and this year one of the things that I really like is the fact that the big screens carry all the information that you need to be at a live event and understand what's happening. Oftentimes one can go to a motorsport event and not be sure what's going on, but here you can see the start, you look at the screen, you can check the logs. I love what they've done with this event.
Now focusing on 2024, last year we had Peter Solberg, Mika Salo here, absolute international stars who truly know how to pedal. This year the emphasis is slightly different and by design, I believe.
Yeah, a lot of local drivers here this year and a lot of local drivers focusing on the win. But an interesting turn of events. Under a side note, the multiple-time champion isn't here today and he has left a wide open hole for the winner to jump on in. So the front-running 4-5 guys are all in it with a very, very good chance to win it. I love it.
The obvious question you're asking yourself is, why is Ernest and myself not in a car? It's very easy. Why are we not in a car?
Well, I've got work to do.
If you're in a car, who's going to film this? But talking about filming, the town of Knysna.
Yeah.
Absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
There is something in this town that I'm going to go film, or maybe you are, but I think I'm going to do it.
Well, while I'm here checking out the racing, Knysna has got many other hidden gems and oysters to explore. One of them is a museum that belongs to a friend of the brand, and Ans Vlok has invited us, or rather invited Mike, to come check it out. I'm standing here with Clint Weston, a name that has been repeated many times in motorsport, and once again, I'm hearing your name over the mic, Clint Weston. It's almost time to go. The second run of the day, I think, for you in a car that is absolutely mega. But before we get to you, let's talk about this car.
Look, this is a beast that everybody knows about. You know, even with the media having put the car on road test, it was just a wow factor. I mean, it's 600 kilowatts, 1470 Newton meters. Off the line, 2.8. I've still got to get that right because there's so much power now, and it was quite cold that she immediately bogs down and the traction control kicked in. So guess what? I'm needing to take all the traction controls off, so my job is even more difficult.
In the old days, it was a big thing. I'm taking the aids off every time I drive, but in a car with this kind of power, you got to get that balance right on a course like this. It's multiple runs across the course of the weekend. How do you plan your plan of action?
Well, definitely going out now, I needed to learn the car. I mean, obviously I haven't tackled corners like this with a heavier car. So I needed to just go and find out what the threshold is and what I need to work within so that I can actually step it up now and I can start pushing it. And I believe I've got a bit of time in it now. I mean, if I hadn't got disqualified now by hitting one of the beacons on the inside, we would have been second just after the Porsche. So that's what I'm heading for. So JP, I'm coming for you.
Well, at least you've got 600 kilowatts to keep you company up the hill. Watch out for Clint Weston in this absolute beast, going for the win. I'm standing with Brendan Carpenter from Suzuki South Africa, and it's always refreshing, Brendan, to see a manufacturer get involved with an event like this. What is the thought process behind this, and why Suzuki here?
You know what, for us it's that time of the year again, it's Simola, and yeah, this is now our 4th time that we're involved with it, and for us I think it really showcases the brand in a whole different level. So I mean, some other manufacturers have race series and things like that, and Suzuki has a very big entrenched history in hill climb with MotorMatters, and this is the South African version of it, so there's a no-brainer for us to be involved, and great participation from the public and from other races in South Africa. So we really see it as an opportunity to showcase that Suzuki is more than just affordable and let's say value for money motoring, but something that has some performance as well.
Brendan Stanforth back there is getting ready to go. What have the nerves been like for the drivers?
You know what, I think they've been very, very good, and they've also, I think, brought with them a sense of experience from other race series. So they've done this before, maybe the first time for a few of them to go up the hill itself. But I think what's so great about it, it's showcasing this road car on a road track. So it's not a well, let's say, polished surface to run in, and that's, I think that brings them some, let's say, level of excitement. Also, they have experience with driving the Swift Sports, and now to put it in an environment where we can compete and also, compete with each other, I think it's a great sport, you know.
Yeah, I think the competition is going to be thick and fast. The Suzuki Swift Sport, of course, the performance flagship for Suzuki, flying up the hill shortly. Good luck to your drivers and your teams. Time to watch the Suzuki go. Now we all know how much Mike loves Formula One cars, so I'm just gonna chill with these Formula One cars over here and work while Mike is busy doing whatever it is he's doing.
Stay tuned after the break. We dive into the Flock and Grot collection of the motorsport memorabilia. Are you looking to sell? Visit Change Cars and click on the Selling tab.
We're here in BMW territory. Which one's yours?
The little V8, yeah. Small little V8.
The little V8. Look how modest it is. Nice. Okay. So my myth that I need to bust today. There's a stereotype about BMW drivers.
We use indicators, some of us. Yeah.
Some of us.
Yeah.
Some of us. We're gonna have to see what the ratio is. We've got a couple of other drivers to interview, but in terms of personality, you guys aren't very likable on the road. Why is this?
We're good eggs, but...
Okay, well, let's see next time a BMW driver zooms past you on the inside lane.
Just move out the way.
Just move out the way. Now, Bernard, I have to ask you, as a V8 grit engine driver, what do you make of Priuses and the electric cars?
What's that? Isn't that the stuff that you use for your house, electricity, that we sometimes get in this country?
We sometimes have.
How would you have an electric car if you don't have electricity?
Well,
no, you have V8.
That's a beautiful sound.
So,
you don't get that in a Prius?
No, I think it's a bit boring in one of those cars. But now the V8, look, to me, out of the M3s, this is the best sounding M3, the V8. The others have got different characteristics, but just the sound does it for me.
You see, I asked him about Priuses, and all he can do is talk about petrol engines, eh?
Yeah, exactly. What else? You drive an electric car for what?
Boys will be boys and men will be men. Everyone's got a different idea of what is their happy space. Some people love their home bar, others have a man cave, and then you get Anton Flock, who goes by the nickname Ants, who's got this. What is this? It is, in my opinion, the most incredible private collection of everything related to motorsport. What is on show? What isn't? Let's start. Model cars, signed, autographed pictures, incredible. And when I say signed by some incredible names, international names, local names, overalls, helmets, you name it. In total, take a guess how many pieces are here. Around 4,000. I don't think there's a fan of the show that doesn't know my love for my all-time hero, Nelson PK. I walk into the museum, I walk around, I see an incredible picture of Nelson. You had me at hello. Then I walk around a little bit further, 4 of Nelson's incredible race-winning cars, the 1982 Brabham BT50. You'll see wearing the #1 number plate because Nelson won the 1981 world title. Moving on to the next car, Brabham BT52. Why is this car so famous? Well, many reasons. For me and many others, it's considered the best looking car of all time, but the real standout reason, BMW became the first turbo winners in the Formula One era in 1983. Next vehicle, Nelson's first year at Williams, the FW11, won 4 races. He went 1 better the following season. He won the world title, giving Honda their first world title in Formula One. Then the final 2 years of Nelson's career with Benetton. On your screen right now, the model of the Benetton B190, another absolutely beautiful car. But what was standout, Nelson won the final 2 races of the year, the 1990 Japanese Grand Prix. For followers of Formula One, title decider Ayrton Senna, Alain Prost coming together at the first corner. But enough about that. Who won the race? Nelson PK, the 499th race in Formula One. Final race of the 1990 season, the 500th Australian Grand Prix. And again, my hero fended off Nigel Mansell by the closest margin to win the 500th race. On your screen right now, you'll see a picture of the final season of Nelson's career, 1991, with the Benetton 4 team, B191, teammate Roberto Moreno, winner of the 1991 Canadian Grand Prix. That was my all-time hero, Nelson PK. I'm going to show you around, but the real highlight for us is going to be talking to the owner who puts this all together, Anton Flock. I've always said I do not have a jealous bone in my body. However, that doesn't mean I'm not envious. Around me, 4,000 incredible pieces. You, the owner of this incredible collection. Passion, pride. Where did it all start?
Basically grew up at Kyalami, saw all the greats race, and it stuck.
Amazing. I never knew that Kyalami had a primary school and a high school.
Yeah, well, and a nursery school as well.
Of course. Now, the pieces around us, a lot of them, the vast majority are signed. People obviously know you today. They give you signed pieces. With what pride do you accept that?
Well, I don't really want to accept anything unless it is signed.
Amazing.
Because then it adds the extra history. And then it becomes part of the museum, because otherwise everybody's got the same as what I have.
Of course. So you look at pieces that are signed here, names like Tony Viana, Robbie Smith, well-known South African racing drivers, Willie Hepburn. You're so right. You can go onto the internet, you can take a picture you like, you can print it. But that's not worthless. But when it's signed, completely different. If I say to you, of the 4,000 odd pieces here, give me 25, now I joke with you. Give me 2-3 pieces that are absolutely stand out and special to you.
Well, the helmets behind us, that's Cyril and Frans Boshoff's original rally helmets from the 70s. And then I've got Jeff Mortimer's helmet, I've got Willie Hepburn's animal overall, I've got Tony Viana's suit, and then I've got Uwe Anderson, that was F1 boss, I've got his suit as well.
There's only one thing left to do, and it's a big thing to do. To walk around, spend 5, 6, 7 hours looking at 4,000 pieces. Anthony, thank you for having us. You can be proud. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
We all know there are many questions that will remain unanswered. For me, the question I ask myself is, when will I stop being surprised? A visit to a museum like this today is constantly surprising me. Surrounded by the most incredible race suits belonging to absolute legends. Jannie Habig, Cassie Coetzee, Sarel van der Merwe, Jeff Mortimer, you name it, I feel like I'm in the presence of greatness. Am I a fan? You already know the answer. Truly am.
Stay tuned after the break. We wrap up with all the action at Simola Hillclimb. Looking for finance and insurance? Visit CHANGECARS and click on the Financial Products tab.
I'm not just chatting to racing driver Farouk Dangor, I'm speaking to absolute legend Farouk.
third Simola Hillclimb. How's the event going for you?
So far so good. Hey Mike, we took part in the Friday Classic race and we finished second.
Amazing.
And we had a fantastic time. The M3 was an absolute crowd thriller. It entertained the people. Just loved it.
Now you've come down with 2 cars all the way from Clarksdorp, over 1,000 kilos. The effort to take part in an event like this has got to be worth it. Your third event?
Absolutely. It's so special. Mike, you remember my late son was very passionate. Mohammed was very passionate about this race. And we're carrying on the legacy of keeping Mohammed's name going with us.
Incredible respect, incredible admiration. Mohammed truly lives on. You've got 2 vehicles here. Tell us about them.
So the M3 is the original British touring car that we raced in 1993. So it's a 35-year-old car actually.
The E30?
E30 M3. 2-litre, normally aspirated 16 valve engine, making about 130 kilowatts on the wheels. And yet we did a 53. Which was a very quick time, really.
Incredible. Now the E30 M3 was a vehicle that we didn't get. We had our own special 333i. As good as the 333i was, it was not an M3.
Absolutely. No, the M3 was just very, very... The spectators were absolutely crazy about that, absolutely.
And in the second vehicle, an incredible Nissan.
Yeah, well, this is a very special car. So there were only 4 Nismo GTR track packs imported into the country. I managed to source one of them. So it's standard suspensions, everything.
Yes.
The motor has been tuned up a bit to about 800 horsepower.
Tuned up a little bit to 800 horsepower. That is incredible.
Yeah, and yeah, we've been third quickest in practice yesterday. So let's hope we can stay in the top 3 this morning.
For sure. Now something interesting, Farouk. You're looking younger than ever. The racing is in your blood. When will it stop?
You know, Mike, you retire when you expire. I've got a lot of energy in me still. I still enjoy it. I love this event. I love this event. It's very special. It's very unique. It's the only event of this type in South Africa. And it brings a lot, it feels like a reunion when we meet all the guys here.
Of course. When you talk about a reunion, it's for the fans also, to see racing legends at work, incredible. Simola 2025, can we count on you being here?
Inshallah. Inshallah in Arabic means God willing.
God willing, we will see you to many, many, many more years for racing for you.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
When one thinks of legendary off-road 4x4s, big ones, the Toyota Land Cruiser, you deserve your place at the top. However, I believe you should have somebody side by side with you, and that is the Nissan Patrol. Arnold, the owner of BB Nissan, this incredible machine, in your opinion, does it deserve to be on the same level as the Land Cruiser?
No, not really. It should be better.
Point proven. You take Australia, an incredible market for Nissan. This vehicle sometimes outsells the Toyota, but more often than not, they're even in the sales chart. In South Africa, a totally different story. What does that come down to? Marketing or lack thereof?
Yeah, basically marketing. I don't think the dealers actually believed in the vehicle. So in a BB group, we actually, a couple of years ago, we were selling 30 to 40 a month.
Incredible.
And then a marketing director came along from overseas and he discounted all the vehicles and he killed the sales for Patrol.
Wow.
So that was still the old straight 6 and the 4.8s. Then it killed it, and when this vehicle came out, the 5.6 litre, it just never took off because the dealers didn't believe in the vehicle.
Of course. And then the damage was done.
Yeah, basically on this stage, and most probably somebody will crucify my first, but in the BB group, we're the only ones that actually keep stock of the Patrols. We've got a whole lot. And now we're doing these conversions that actually puts it a notch above the rest.
Now, I think it's fair to say I'm a huge fan of the Patrol, and I'm a huge fan for a number of reasons. It's got the Nissan reliability, it's got the Nissan pedigree, it's got the Nissan off-road ability, but the look of this vehicle, it's a big vehicle. Somebody said once, you don't move over for a house coming through, but this doesn't look like a house. This looks like a beautifully designed mansion. How would you describe the look of this car?
Exhilarating. I think very upmarket.
Absolutely. That is a key, upmarket. I look at the Land Cruiser, I don't think it looks upmarket. It's a 2.3 million rand car. Does it deserve its place? No question. Toyota always deserves its place. But this car is immeasurably better looking. From the front in particular.
Well, from the front, but except for that, I mean, if you start looking inside, we actually got every bells and whistle that you can get in a new car.
So if you're interested in this incredible car, or if you weren't interested, you should be now. Head over to the BB Nissan Group. Incredible. Well done, guys. Simola 2024, it is my first time here, but this event started in 2009. And in fact, I'm going to change it. This incredible event started in 2009. Ian, the buck stops with you. You don't strike me as a guy that likes to take credit, but the buck truly stops with you. 2024, 15th year. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's been a good one. You know, we built slowly over the years. We started as a very tiny, small event, but yeah, we set ourselves some goals and wanted to achieve certain things with it. And yeah, we've been fortunate. You know, we've been blessed. We managed to get through COVID, and yeah, so we actually 14 this year, 15 next year. So next year is going to be a big party.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I think we've done quite well. And yeah, for me, the amazing thing is to see people come and enjoy it. Now, that gives me satisfaction, huge satisfaction.
Speaking to the competitors, speaking to the fans, the one thing that hasn't changed, the angle of the year has stayed the same, but what people say without fail is every year this event gets better and better. What goes into putting something like this together, Ian?
Yeah, no, it's become a big event. A lot goes in, you know, from logistics to marketing to getting the competitors. The competitor is probably the easiest thing because it's become an event people want to do, but you know, it's logistically it's a nightmare because we've got nothing here, so everything comes in. We're working with public road, private land. Yeah, you know, we work all year round, if not even longer, with planning and so on. It takes a lot of planning, attention to detail. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it gets better. You know, our goal, our philosophy is we have to improve it, try and improve it every year.
Well done to you and your team. 2025, as Ernest pointed out, will be the 15th event. Let me make you two promises. It will be bigger and better because that's what everybody says. Year on, year out, it gets better and better. And the second promise is what?
You must be here.
Lovely chatting to you, Ian. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you.
If you ask me a difficult question, it will be, what was the highlight of Simola 2024? However, if you say to me, what were the highlights? Nice and easy. Right behind us is about to be an incredible highlight for us and the team. We're going to go on an Airbus EC120 helicopter. You can hear the noise. I've got goosebumps already. The incredible scenery, seeing it from the air. You know what we're going to do? We're going to have our head in the clouds. And with that, the Simola Hillclimb comes to an end, Mike. Or does it? The reality is Simola lives on throughout the year. Everybody that we've spoken to is saying Simola 2025, they can't wait to be here. Yeah. But today is about Simola 2024. What have we seen?
We've seen some of the fastest cars in South Africa go up what is one of the most challenging roads that you can find. It's the surface, it's the speed, it's the guts that it takes, and of course, it's the glory to the winners.
Of course. Now the highlight for me is meeting the people, meeting the drivers, meeting the spectators, going to the museum. Seeing Anthony's museum has just been an absolute incredible moment. What you see there, the memorabilia, incredible. For you, the highlight?
The highlight certainly for me was seeing some of the cars up close. The chopper flying over every now and then. But this is one of those events where you can really get up close and personal in the pits, go talk to the drivers, talk to the teams, where usually motorsport is a sort of a separated affair, especially at the highest level. Here, it's not. It's a welcoming affair, and we love it.
Well, again, absolute standout. You look at Formula One in the 1980s, you would have seen people in the pits interacting with the designers, the drivers. That is what happens at Simola. You've nailed it.
Yeah. Well, that's it from us, folks. We'll see you guys in the next episode, and hopefully we'll see you guys at the next Simola.
There's still one thing to do. Behind us is a Simola Hill. Ernest and myself took a bet. Here's the start line. He's got a head start.
Next week on All Things Motoring International, Mike attends the Jaguar Club Day at the Val Dam. And Ernest is back with a screaming V10 retro review. This is a show with growls and purrs.
I'm standing here with Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr, how long have you been racing? Okay. Well, so far so good in the BMW M5, young Abu Bakr. Watch out for the future.
Something that came to me, a way to make money. If the FIA or Liberty Media want to use this, you've got to ask by permission. If there's ever a winning formula, it's Formula One.
I just got to wait for this gentleman to finish on the phone quickly. Do you mind if we...
It's the president.
Oh, okay, it's the president.
No, sort it out.
It's getting hot out here. Shot with the cap, that's him. Video, picture, take a video.
Do you need any motoring advice? From where or what to buy and where to sell? Visit the All Things Motoring International website and click the Advice tab to ask Mikey.